and want to express their ego through their opinions. And very often, I mean, one of the things that I learned in school was the best teacher is Mother Nature. I mean, an artist is not born in a vacuum. You have to see the world around you and then adapt it to what you do. The more opinions you have, the more point of view you have, the danger is that you're going to do a very opinionated type character. I'm not really made that way. I do appreciate. I do. Yeah, he is. But I do appreciate people with opinions if they're good opinions, if they're valid opinions, if what the person has to say is interesting and original, and it goes to the heart, and then it goes outward, and it's a good idea. I tend to be, when I do these things, I tend to be kind of a fan. I like to see the character done the way everybody else would like to see it.
Yeah, we've noticed.
Yeah. The attraction for Batman for me is, isn't he this dark kind of big guy that, fights criminals because he's in this shitty city that's got a lot of crime, and weren't his parents killed, and isn't he smart, and isn't he this great detective, and doesn't he hide in the shadows because he pretty much look ridiculous dancing in a ballroom unless it's a costume affair? And isn't that show that they used to have sort of a satire? And that's not what we're doing. We're doing, between you and me, as close to reality as we can get with our limited abilities. So I'm telling you a Batman story that's not some guy who hits somebody, lettering appears, or he walks in his underwear out in the street in the daytime and some kid goes, "Hey, Mom, that's Batman." I don't think that's what that is. I think we believe, unless you've gotten too old, I think we believe it's this dark guy that knows all the martial arts, and he's strong as hell, and he's as smart as Sherlock Holmes, and he can figure things out, and he's in the middle of a bad situation, and he goes...
He's got a little kid he can throw in front.
Got a little kid he can throw out with a funny, loud costume. Robin!
You see the bright one? Aim there.
Aim there. Aim there. Watch the feathers go poof like that.
Excuse me, Commissioner, this job is going to require an awful lot of Robins.
Yes. And based on the equal employment program of the city, where some of them are going to be women, some of them are going to be boys.
Some who climb on rocks, yeah.
So anyway, if you do that, if you take it seriously, then the seriousness that by which you take it goes right directly into the viscera of the reader. We're tapping into something that was already there. We didn't invent it. You got it too. It's all those assholes that think it's a cartoon that don't know what they're doing. And so what you're seeing now is an awful lot of people, once again, turning Batman and Superman into a cartoon. It's not a cartoon. It's as real as we can make it. Yeah, we have limited abilities, and when a big, loud sound makes its noise, we have to go bang, and we have to write it. But from our point of view, the reader, it's a sound. It's not hand lettering. It's not a comic book. It's a story. And to validate that to a small extent, we have a Batman movie that's going to come out that's more like the Batman that we do than like the one that Bob Kane used to do after he lost track of what he had created. So, I think we're going to start seeing movies that are a little bit more like our comic books and a little bit less like cartoony comic books. What we used to call, and we still call, Bigfoot comic books, because the characters have big feet.
We're going to take one more, then we got a little bit of business.
We were having a good time today. We could probably make this last all day, but we got only one question.
Hi, this is for both of you, but I know that Mr. Miller, you were involved with the Kirby Marvel disputes back in the 80s.
Sure, yeah.
I know since then there's been a lot of changes in the industry towards creator ownership and empowering the creators and stuff like that. Has that also changed the atmosphere at sort of mainstream publishers like Marvel, DC, and even Dark Horse, or are you guys so far from that you wouldn't even know?
No, I really don't accept this term mainstream anyway, because no, it's all right. I just have to challenge your term. That's all. The, the changes have been profound to the point where it's much more a matter of you know, as a newcomer, you can't waltz in and get the best terms in the world, but there is now much more of a menu of terms available for projects, even for work for hire projects. But you do have to be assertive, you have to be intelligent, everything that Neal was talking about. If you come in like a sucker, you're going to be treated like one. But yeah, the earth has shifted. When Neal talks about being paid $50 a page, that's not even sustenance. And now we're involved on every level through royalties. Some of us set up profit-sharing deals, and it's all changed. When I first came into comics, I was one of a generation of people who came in just wanting to do it so badly we didn't care about that stuff. And this was the guy who took each of us aside tirelessly to tell us that our heads were way up our butts, and that we had to think about something beyond when we were 19 years old.
Yeah, like that.